Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. With Season 5 of Arena Breakout Infinite coming right around the corner, I think it's time for some positivity on this channel. Today, we'll talk about the biggest and best updates you should expect this new season and how you can hit the ground running on day 1. We'll be talking about 3D prox chat, mission skip cards, No Man's Land PvE mode, and more, but the real question here is it enough to pull you in this season? Let's talk about it. First up is 3D proximity chat. This has been a highly requested feature since AVI's peak season during the early beta phases. Seeing escape from Tarkov clips or videos utilizing this feature created some of the best moments, interactions, and negotiations that further popularized the game and, more importantly, the extraction shooter genre.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Are you Scav or PC?
You're dead.
It should have been a no-brainer to add with the birth of ABI, but the developers felt unsure and decided to take the safe route instead. Well, embracing their moniker of always listening, they finally did it and gave in to the community's request, as this feature will finally make its entry this Season 5. It will be interesting to see if players will actually utilize this feature more often, with its 3D audio making it easier to locate players, or if they'll immediately choose to mute everything to avoid any loud distractions. From a creator's perspective, this will be fun and interesting to see how players interact, whether it's filled with banter or complete toxicity. The developers will have their hands full with this feature as it adds an extra layer of security reports for them to verify. But hey, that's their job, and we the players are only here to make the most of what proximity chat has to offer. Next up, we have No Man's Land, the PvE mode. This is the main draw of the season. Following the lore that we left behind from Airport Hunt in Goyapos, we will further see progress to the story in No Man's Land. Being a PvP dominant game, this is the very first true standalone PvE only mode in the history of the Arena Breakout franchise. As far as we know, this PvE mode will only be available on Farm, Valley, and TV Station, and it may serve as an experimental feature that could further evolve the game to branch into the other maps we know and love. Concerns about the player base splitting up shouldn't be a factor. The trend of PvE extraction shooters has been on the rise, and realizing the momentum it could build, Arena Breakout Infinite found Season 5 to be the right time to introduce their own dedicated PvE mode. And this shows that Morphan Studios has planned this way ahead of the curve signifies perfect timing. The only thing I hate though is the fact that No Man's Land will be gated by ticket entry. Nonetheless, this should make everyone take their PvE raids more seriously and make the most of the experience throughout. Let's just hope that we also have ways to earn these tickets by playing other game modes in ABI. Oh, and one final note, this game mode provides your loadouts for you, but you get to keep everything that you loot and extract with. Next up, we have the Distorted Valley. This is the PvPvE mode. Now don't get confused here, as this map will also be available for Tactical Operations mode. This turns everything upside down, moving from a purely PvE experience into a PvPvE experience where you get to fight for the best loot in an all-new version of Valley against other enemy operators. The presence of anomalies also creates a different dynamic of gameplay in your raids. Every anomaly interaction creates sound cues and is easily visible on the map. This then fuels players to rush into specific areas and interact with the anomalies. And did I forget to mention that you gain powers in this specific map? Based on what the lore of the game is building, yes, you gain supernatural powers in this map. These powers can aid you in the fight as tactical options for you and your team, ranging from deploying an entity that flashes enemies who look at it, to a floating impenetrable wall for cover, and more. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of adding powers or hero-like abilities, and for those who didn't know, when I made my exit from Lost Light, I actually considered Delta Force to be my next main game. But seeing all of the operator abilities that they have in the operations mode instead of a grounded experience, I gladly made my way home to Arena Breakout Infinite. But still, with every update, we should give everything a fair shot. This new experience is still worth a try, and if it's good, then it's good. But if it's bad, I'll be sure to make a lengthy video talking about it. Next up, we have 3x3 mission skip cards. This should be a no-brainer, definitely a good update through and through. This update is more catered to the casual players who don't have much time and effort to grind ABI. Mission skip cards will allow you, as the name says, to skip missions you think aren't worth the grind or are just too difficult to complete. If we had these skip cards this past season, I feel like I would have used it on that specific mission where you had to eliminate specific number of enemies with both of your legs broken. And that was a daunting task when I first read it, but it also excited me because it presented a challenge to overcome. However, it can also be tedious and involves a lot of luck. This is where the mission skip cards can make the most sense, helping you to eliminate those annoying tasks and help you reach that titanium case sooner than later. And finally, we have the long overdue gameplay balances. First, we have the reduced ammo damage for the 7N37, SNB, and the 7BT1, coupled with direct nerfs to the firing power of the Mosin, SVTU, and the M110. This seems to be a direct shot at naked tappers in Forbidden Zone. I'm not sure if this will fully fix the issue since workarounds are always in play, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. Next up for balances, we have non-penetration damage boost. This potentially increases the viability of weapons with weak armor penetration but high base damage. Non-penetration damage means that when you are not breaking through their armor, you are still yielding bigger damage to the enemy directly. This may be their solution to fighting overgeared players invading both lockdown and normal modes, so we'll have to let the gameplay do the talking from here. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely excited to use my 7.62 PS bullets this season. And finally, to everybody's excitement, the first aid kit, this game's form of self-revive, will be gone for good, as the normal practice is to finish your downs. It only became a problem because the down state bolstered its usage, forcing players to expand more ammo or risk exposure to get the finish. Although some players say it should remain as a lootable item in solo raids only, which isn't a bad idea in my opinion. We also have some honorable mentions for this upcoming season, namely the new red items to be added to your collection room, a couple of new free weapon skins that you can grind through missions, and the FAMAS in all of its sexy glory.
Thanks for the help.
Wait!
And that's what I think are the best things to come this Season 5 of Arena Breakout Infinite, and I'd like to know yours. Which of these changes are you excited for? Will you be trying out the PvE game mode, or are you skipping Season 5 entirely? Let me know in the comment section below. Big thank you again to all of the supporters of this channel. You can do your part for free by giving a like and a sub today.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm pretty sure Lazy One is so excited to trash talk all of you using Prox Chat. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you in the next one.